Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nasty Addiction Garage. First and foremost, I want to thank all my subscribers. Thank you for watching and continue watching. For all my new subscribers, I also want to thank you. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing to my channel. There's going to be many things we're going to be doing on this channel that are super informative and helpful to everybody that wants to replace a N.A. motor with a 5th Gen 3S GTE. So where we left off with this motor, we actually replaced all seals that we could. I also replaced the water neck with a modified water neck from TCS Motorsports. Also a downpipe from TCS Motorsports as well. Water pump. We replaced a whole bunch of stuff. But where we stopped at was the cam gear seals. Just because I bought a mechanism that locks the gears in place, which after reading some comments that some subscribers were mentioning, I didn't need it, but I figured I'd use it anyway now that I have it. So now that I have it, we're going to replace those seals, and we're going to get to some other stuff too. So let's go. Let's get this started. So one thing also that I wanted to mention was here, we'll start with this. This is the cam gear locking mechanism. It stops them from moving enough so I can just crack these bolts, remove these, and then replace the seals behind it. I don't know exactly what they did back here, but I don't know if this is the way it usually is, or you have to add RTV behind it or not, but we're gonna get to that. I got a couple books here that I could read really quick just to see if I do need it. Replace the water pump, replace this pulley. I'll talk about pulleys. I want to move to this section here just because I replaced this pulley, the idler pulley, initially with, this is the old one, this is the new one. But I was looking in sizes. It's a little different in size back here. Shape is different here. I'm not sure that this one is made for a 5th gen, so I'm gonna continue using the stock one. Mind you, this stock one looks great. It flows freely. It literally just moves perfectly fine. It's super clean still. What I am gonna do though is probably, I don't know if it fits, I'm probably just gonna use the stock bolt instead of this. This came with this one, so I don't know. We'll see how it works together, but I think I'm going to use one of them, so we'll figure it out. But I'm gonna replace this new one that I thought would fit because I wasn't sure, but it really doesn't, so we're gonna place this one. So first cam gear is removed. I'm going to try to keep it in the order that I can. You can't forget to pull this out and don't lose it. It's a little pin that actually goes right here. So let's see. I think this is the seal right here. So I'm going to use probably an X-Acto knife and try to cut it out a little bit just to get some of this RTV off. But let's get it done. So first seal was removed, pretty simple. Just kind of went around with a like an X-Acto knife just to cut around the actual gasket. They look like they RTV'd around it, so I'm gonna do the same thing because I'm not exactly sure if I need to or not. I figured I would because this is an oil seal, so I thought I'll do that. Kind of take a look at the old seal. It's kind of the old seal. Use the screwdriver to kind of, let me focus. There we go. Use a screwdriver to kind of remove it from the actual pocket itself. It was placed in like this, so I figured that we're going to do that with the other ones. I will RTV that as well. Pretty simple though, very simple. We're going to get to that now. We're going to remove the other one, so let's get to it. Alright guys, first seal is in. I was recording it, or at least I thought I was recording it, and I didn't, but I'll make sure I'll record this one so you guys can see how I put it in, how it slid in perfectly fine. So let's get to this next one. second seal is removed. Try to clean it up as much as I can. As long as there's nothing obstructing here, this is nice and flat and smooth. I'm okay with that. There's still some stuff on here that I'm trying to get off that I think I'm going to use like something a little bit more abrasive to remove it. I just don't want to scorn or scratch this because I don't know if that's going to affect anything, but I just want to make sure it stays kind of clean and smooth enough for when I put my RTV, it's not just compiled up on there. So far so good. Looks really good. I'm going to give it one more clean on the inside so I can then use a little bit of that same oil and put it around the seal, around maybe like this area. Oop, that's going to fall. Around the seal itself, and then kind of pop it in there. So let's get to it. Alright guys, both seals are in, nice and tight, looks nice and fresh. So what we're going to do now is RTV it up. I'm just going to give it a nice little single layer, just so then there's no leaks of any kind, and it stays nice and clean and dry. So let's get to it. Alright guys, they're RTV'd up, just right around the seal, so there's nothing actually able to leak through. What I'm going to do now is replace these pins, put these pins back, and put back the cam gears. So let's go. Only thing that's left now for this is just to tighten up the actual bolts and replace the idler bearing or pulley or whatever you want to call it. Replace that here and let's get it going. So now that I have the cam gear seals changed, I was going to move on to the next seal, which would have been the oil pump main seal here. But what I'm going to do is do that off camera. Right now we're going to turn to getting all the tape and stuff off of the MR2. Try to clean it up just a little bit because eventually I'm going to have to start going in here and start addressing things, putting back the fuel filter, you know, aligning all these hoses and stuff like that. What I would have to do though is drop the fuel pump, the fuel tank. That's gonna suck, but I'm gonna have to do it. It has to be done. I have to change the fuel pump to a 255 Walbro. So I have to get that done. That has to get started. But first I want to start removing all this tape and stuff and go from there, right? So let's get it. So we're going to move on to the MR2 now. So there are quite a few different things that need to be done. We need to start pulling off gently all this paper and stuff like that. Start cleaning it up just a little bit. This is driving my OCD kind of crazy. But we're going to start slowly peeling everything off. Tape down here. We have tape up here. We just a lot of different things that we have to remove. And clean up. I want to empty this trunk out and put everything to the side, start vacuuming this trunk, start putting seals on and stuff like that. So we'll get to that, remove the tape, but let's get it going. So the progress we've done so far, we've removed the tape from these areas. There was a soft sponge here. Removed all the tape and blockage here. If you take a look at the interior is looking like straight shit. Pardon my French, but this looks like shit. So I'm definitely gonna get working in here sometime soon and start doing some interior detailing. In the meantime, we're gonna finish removing all this tape and stuff. Remove all the tape that we can and go from there. But what I'm going to end up doing is probably saving the interior for another episode. But let's continue removing this tape here and get it finished. Now with the majority of the tape removed, it even looks better. Like I can't say how freaking nice this paint job looks. Take a look at it. Look at this is great, guys. So what I'm gonna do now is remove the rest of the tape. We have some tape in the lining under the hood, kind of just to stop the overspray from going over around the lights. We're gonna do that now and get this done with. Now with all the tape removed, everything looks good. Everything is nice and crispy, fresh looking. Definitely got to clean the inside of the front. Just power wash everything and see how everything comes out. Looking great though. Looking great. Like this is definitely a phenomenal paint job. It came out phenomenal. Looking good. Looking great. Front bumper probably needs some attention. There's some weird like pitting. Like fish eyes, I think they call it, on the bottom of the bumper. But I talked to Marco. Marco said he'll take care of that. At the same time he does that, then we're going to do the lip as well. And the rest of these parts. These parts are going to go last, I believe. I gave him a whole bunch of other parts, lid and all that other stuff to get painted as well. So then I can at least start piecing them up together. And then he can go ahead and move to the front bumper along with the door handles, the rest of the spoiler, the inspection panel, stuff like that. But it's looking good. Check it out. Check it out. I know it's kind of hard to see on this end, but check it out here. This is super clean. And this is dusty, guys. This is real dusty. Look at it. But it's looking good. Looking super good, super good. Now with all the tape off, it's starting to look really, really nice. Hey everybody, so this is going to conclude today's episode. We did get some stuff done, very minute things, but things that I wanted to get done before we move on to other things. So as far as the 5th gen is pretty much done. I got a couple other seals coming in. I did the cam gear seals. Those are nice and done, RTV'd on. Let them dry and see how it goes. But I still have a couple other seals coming for this thing. I think I'm going to just do all that stuff off camera just to get it done. Just a few more seals. I just want to make sure that they're all nice and done. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and move on to this MR2. So hopefully the next video we'll start adding some stuff and removing some things that we don't need inside the engine bay. But I really want to start removing that gas tank because that's going to be a bigger project. I need to remove the gas tank to put in the new fuel filter. The stock fuel filter on this MR2, which was a N.A.G fuel filter, I believe, is not going to be sufficient. So I bought a 255 Walbro that I'm going to replace it with, and we're going to do that next episode. So thank you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I've had a phenomenal month as far as the YouTube thing goes, looking at my analytics and stuff like that. Guys, please, let's keep it going. Let's keep it moving. Let's make sure you watch all the way. Help me get my view minutes or hours up. I would like to start, hopefully, sometime this year, getting this channel monetized. It would be one of the best things for me. I would love it. I would appreciate it if you guys just help me do that. Again, like, share, subscribe, guys. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook. Just type in Nasty Addiction Garage, and I should pop up. So, guys, again, thank you. Until next time.